So you hate your job, you hate your career, in fact, and you know you want something different, but you just don't know what that is. Well, stay tuned because I am going to walk you through my 3 steps to figuring out what you want to do when you go up. Okay, first off, I'm Sarah Cardo. I'm the career coach for helping you find a career you love by teaching you a new way to job search and career change and develop your career in general. Now, I want you to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of my weekly lessons. Every Thursday, I release something new into the YouTube world on anything to do with job searches, career changes, career development and promotions, your career in general. This is the channel you want to keep an eye on. You can even set notifications so that you get notified when I create a new lesson. Okay, let's get to it. You hate your job, you hate your career, and you know you want to change, but you just don't know to what. I know this feeling well. I lived in this feeling for 15 years. And none of the processes out there worked for me, which is kind of why I stayed stuck for so long. It wasn't until I created this process that it finally worked. And it has now worked for hundreds of people to find a career that they love. So step number 1, know who you are. You need to learn exactly who you are again. And we need to do this. You may think, I'm super self-aware. I know. I thought that too. But the thing is, we change. We change ourselves for this job we don't like. And it means it's harder for us to remember who it is that we are. And we need to do this because what it shows us is it shows us the environment that is best suited for us, that is aligned to us finding easy success. I use the Myers-Briggs type indicator for that purpose. The other assessment that I loved, it really helped me and it helps so many of my clients, is the Enneagram. I think I may be the only career coach that uses it with their clients, but I use it for this reason. We have so many opinions thrown at us, stuffed down our throats, that sometimes it's hard to remember what it is that makes us tick, what we're actually motivated by. And the Enneagram helps open that box for us. It helps enlighten us by telling us what it is, our core motivating factor that drives us to make the decisions we make, to say the things we say, and take the actions we take. It also helps showcase how we're going to self-sabotage. And let me tell you, in a career change, you will self-sabotage. 15 years, stop starting, self-sabotage. Once we learn how we're going to do it, we can have our eagle eyes on ourselves so that we can keep moving forward and build the momentum to actually make this career change happen instead of starting it and then staying where we are or making one tiny change that doesn't result in any major change that we want. So knowing who we are is that key first step. Okay, step number 2 is knowing what we want. The problem with all of those opinions and motivations of other people influencing our own decisions is we don't always remember what it is we want, what matters most to us anymore. So we have to do that. Now, I do quite a few exercises with my clients because it's a combination of these exercises that really enlighten us, really open up the doors to the future. The very first exercise is an evaluation, evaluating our current or most recent to see what we think, what we want to keep, what we don't want to keep, all of that. The second exercise that I do is defining success, figuring out what success means to me. Because success to me, which is freedom and flexibility to support my own interests and my family and their interests, is different than someone who wants that corner office or wants to become a chief. Everyone has those different core things that make them feel successful and accomplished, and which is fine, we're all human. There is nothing wrong with you wanting something different than what society wants or your parents want or your spouse or your best friend or whatever. Everyone wants something different. We just need to learn what it is for you. The third exercise I do is an interest, motivation, and skills, figuring out what brings you joy, what you really want to see, and what skills that you have that you want to keep using. And then we do the classic, what we do want and what we don't want in our future jobs. A little bunch of exercises that, oh my gosh, the confusion it brings, but also then the clarity that it brings. It is wonderful to see and incredible the results we get out of it, and the creation of this ideal unicorn job, and then the finding it. So this is like the creation of it, because we know what matters most to us. We know what we want, which leads us to step 3. This is exploring. This is the fun part. This is the adventure. This is exploring all of the career options that we want. And it starts with a brainstorming session, and it's a classic brainstorming session. This is you not editing yourself, which is why having someone like me help you is very helpful, because we edit ourselves, because it is classic. There is no silly answer. We're not worried about the how. We're not worried about the if possible. We're just getting it all on paper, because it all tells us something. So if you wanted to be an opera singer, an actress, a baseball player, a ballerina, a doctor, a neurosurgeon, whatever it was when you were a kid, that's the sort of stuff that still gets put down here. It's literally anything and everything you've ever wanted or want to do with your career, whether or not it's possible. We don't care about that when in the brainstorming stage. We only start to care about it when we're narrowing it down, when we're creating our focus. And this is when we have completed the brainstorming. We're not doing it during the brainstorming, okay? Let me be clear. The brainstorming is its own session. And then we're waiting like a week, 24 hours, like some time before we start narrowing it down. And then we start narrowing it down out of that realm of possibility. Oh, yes, I wanted to be a doctor, but I don't want 10 more years of school. Or I wanted to be a ballerina, but I don't have the feet for it. It's narrowing it down on the realm of possibility. But then we're also taking a look at, based on who we are and the environment that we want to work in, because it will give us the easy success, or knowing what we want through all of those exercises. Can I have the type of success that I want? Does it give me the type of income I want? Is it in the location? Does it exist in this location that I want to work in? From there, we start narrowing it down. And you would be surprised. I had probably 20 to 30 things on my list, and I was able to narrow it down pretty quickly to 5 to 8. And then what I did was I started talking to people. I volunteered back in the mental health field because I had a lot of mental health things, to see if I wanted to go back. Spoiler alert, obviously. There was a reason why I burnt out from that career, and volunteering quickly reminded me. But doing these things allows you to narrow it down to 1 or 2 things. And sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes a month in this phase. And that is a big mistake we all make. I know I made it, where I expected in a weekend to just have this figured out, or I kind of expected everything to just be handed to me. Yeah. Grand aha moment, which I did have, but only after I had all these conversations and I was able to narrow it down, because then you'll get to 1 or 2 things that we can then fully explore. Now that is how we go from I hate what I want, but I don't know what I want to do, to, oh my gosh, I hate what I want, but I know exactly what to do. So now it's just a matter of finding it. So to recap, you want to know who you are, and then you want to know what you want, and then you want to explore the best career match for you, not for anyone else. Now, if you liked this training, I want you, number 1, again, to subscribe to this, because there's so many trainings like this. I want you to listen again, watch again next week. But I want to invite you in the Career Love Academy, because we have a whole section on career changes where I guide you through each and every one of these exercises with a workbook that walks you through. And then you get to take this information to our weekly coaching sessions. It's you getting coached while others watch, and you getting coached while watching others get coached. It is so incredibly powerful. And what you will do is you will get the support you need so that you actually finish this career change instead of the starting that you've probably gone through multiple times. The link to join us is below. I can't wait to see you in there and to support you. And until next week, happy career changing and job searching and career everything. And I'll see you later. I'm Sarah Curto. I'm the career coach for teaching you how to find a job you want by teaching you a new way to job search, one that's more enjoyable, way faster, and ends up with you not settling for just any old job, but one that leaves you fulfilled. I'm known for combining psychology with the behind the scenes secrets that I've learned from 15 years of hiring top talent.